found yourself in either or thinking? It's kind of shared for our brains to do this sometimes. Like it's either this or it's that. And both of those options, there could be things that you're like, that you just don't really like about either of those. And that's why it's kind of a struggle. Like, is it this? Oh, I don't know. Is it that? I don't know. In these situations, it can be really helpful to challenge yourself to consider, what is the third option? It might not feel like it at first, but what if there's always a third option? What if there's always another way? And this can really open ourselves up to something else that could be possible here. So let me share an example with you of someone who shared this in a really cool way with me. I was working with someone and they had a family trip planned, and they kind of didn't want to go because there was going to be drinking there and they just weren't sure. And they were just like, so it's either I go to that trip or I don't go. And not going didn't feel quite right, right? They were just really struggling, like, well, this is our family trip. I don't want to be a part of it. And it just felt like those were the only two options. So they asked themselves, what is the third option here? And opened up to those possibilities. And it was amazing what they discovered. They discovered that they did actually want to go, but they were going to create their own experience there. They were going to look ahead and figure out what experiences and things they wanted to do so that they could create their own vacation. They also decided to get their own room so they weren't dependent on other people's schedules and they could do what they wanted. And that felt like such an amazing win, right? Where you get to do the experience, but also on their own terms. And so I thought that was such a cool way to think about the third option. So I wonder if you find yourself in the either ors and kind of stuck and struggling and fighting with ourselves, what might happen if you ask yourself, what is the third option here?